going on half of the time. And I just don't want to add more on his plate. If consistency is something that I can have for him, that's what I would like.
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
Money you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Ms. Trevino.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hernandez, can you please state your full name?
Leslie Ann Hernandez.
And who is your child in this case?
My child is.
And who is his father?
Michael Rodriguez.
How old is
6.
Did you so you agree that he's Mr. Rodriguez's son?
Yes.
And you're not asking for our office to do any DNA?
No.
Where does Gamaliel currently live?
With me and my parents. And 2 more siblings.
Okay. Has Mr. Rodriguez had visitations with his son?
Yes.
What kind of visitations does he have?
What we have between each other is every other weekend. When we have holidays, we split the holidays, which is either I get the morning or he gets the night, but we always split Christmas, Easter, you name it, we split it. The only ones we do not split is Mother's Day and Father's Day. If it lands on either one of our weekends, we forfeit our weekend. It is what it is. And then we just pick up right where we left off.
Okay. And do you want the visitations to change?
The visitation that I have in order right now, no, I don't want it to change. I feel that it's very consistent for my son.
Okay. Is consistency important?
Yes. So my son has autism, and having a daily schedule for him is very important.
Okay. And this visitation schedule, is that something he has become accustomed to?
Yes. He knows our weekends by heart already. It's to the point to where I get him ready for the week. So I am constantly repeating myself with my son. It's just the way that things go. I get him ready for the week, and I always tell him, this weekend you're going with your dad. This weekend you're going with your dad. This weekend you're going with your dad. When the weekend hits, hey, today we're going with dad. This is the weekend we get to go with dad. Yay, we're going with dad. So I get him pumped up to go with his dad. There are some times that he doesn't want to go, but mind you, it's the same way when he comes back home. It's just the way things are. That's just how I explain it. My son with autism, he does have sensory issues. The little outbreaks that he has, they can last from 15 minutes to a full complete shutdown. There's no in between. There's not a time where you can say, oh, I can time this little sensory outbreak. You just can't. There's days that he wakes up in the greatest moods, and by the time we're almost, I'd say maybe 2 classes in, the day has gone to complete kaput, and you're not getting anything out of him. We do take breaks throughout his schooling. It can go from anywhere from 9 breaks a day to the most that I've had with him has been 16 breaks. And mind you,
okay,
just to keep him on task.
So let's talk about that. You mentioned school. So do you do school with him at home?
Yes, I do homeschooling with him. Me and his dad agreed to that. We did daycare to see if it was possible for him to go into regular school. Seeing daycare with him was just not possible for us to have him in that type of setting. And especially where we live, it's very limited as to having people who work with autism kids.
Okay. And so other than just wanting to keep that consistency, do you have any safety concerns with Mr. Rodriguez having him overnight?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So you just want to keep it every other weekend and your holidays the way that you have them scheduled.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you and your son ever lived with Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, we have.
And
There was a time. There was a time that we did live with him. It was from, I believe, December the 15th through July the 24th. And it was from 2023
What year
to
was that?
2024.
Okay. And that was the only time since he's been born that you lived with him, with Mr. Rodriguez?
There have been other times. I believe there had been like little times before, but I couldn't tell you the dates because it was just really inconsistent.
Okay. Do you believe that you and Mr. Rodriguez can make co-parenting decisions together?
Yes, I do believe that we can co-parent together, although I will say that when we disagree, we completely disagree. There's no in between.
Okay. How is your medical?
He's in Medicaid, and I
Okay.
don't have any other
And
insurance on him.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you passing the witness?
No.
Okay.
I was just scrolling. I was scrolling down. Got this as his last name.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you want what do you want this court to order that his last name be?
I would love for him to keep mine, but I mean, his dad did ask me for it, and I had no problem with giving into it.
Okay. And do you think that with his autism that would confuse him in any way?
Okay, so this is what happens when he comes here. He says his name is Gamaliel Hernandez. When he's with his dad, he says his name is Gamaliel Rodriguez. So he knows both last names.
Okay. So it wouldn't be a huge disruption.
No.
Okay, thank you. Has Mr. Rodriguez helped you financially when you weren't living with him?
Yes, there were some times that he helped.
Okay. Do you know how much money he has given you?
No, ma'am. I cannot tell you the specifics.
Okay. Did he buy you items as well, or
Yes,
just give you money?
Pampers, Wipies. He's helped.
Has it been consistent help?
No. Has it been consistently? No. There has been times, I mean, I will not lie. There's been times where we have argued, and because of the arguments, the help stops. And then we get over our arguments and the help begins again.
Okay. So I know you said you don't have a dollar amount, but let me just kind of throw some numbers out there at you. So in a month, would you say he would give you more than $100?
As of now, I'd say it's $100 because it's just Wipies and Pampers. That's it.
Were there any months when he gave you more than 100?
Yes.
And
Within
was
this
that in the
year,
last?
I wouldn't say within this year. No.
What about last
Previous-
year?
Previous years, yes. I would say maybe 200, maybe 3.
Now, you said you don't have any safety concerns with Mr. Rodriguez and your son. Do you have any safety concerns with Mr. Rodriguez having your information, like your phone number, address, place of employment, anything like that? No, but do you have any concerns with someone who's not in this case having that information?
I wouldn't like my information shared at all.
Okay. Have you asked for a non-disclosure on your case because of
Yes.
someone else?
Yes.
Okay.
So
And
I
so
do
is-
have 2 other kids, and they have a dad, and I just rather would not share anything with him.
Okay. And you have safety concerns in that other case.
Yes, I do.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Do you have a court order in that other case?
No, we have tried. We have tried, but like I say, this is Big Spring, and it's not what you can prove, but who you know, pretty much.
Not in this court. Have you tried through the AGs?
I have not.
Okay. You said that in your household you live with your parents and two other siblings. Those
Yes,
are
ma'am.
your children, not your siblings.
No, they're my children. They're not my siblings. They're my son's siblings.
Okay. The way you answered it, I wasn't sure. Okay, and okay, I think that's. Oh, you said Ms. Rodriguez is still providing wipes and things, so your
Our
child
son
still
is potty trained. Our son is potty
Okay.
trained, but with autism also
It's-
comes reverting. So
Okay.
there's times where he can do potty training like no other.
Right.
And then reverting comes in and
Okay.
it comes in by itself. There's really
So
not much that you can do.
you need to have some things on hand
Mhm.
anyway. Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. And have they given you a prognosis yet if he's going to be able to be self-sufficient at some point? Or is he
We
too
haven't
young?
we haven't gone back yet. They will do some more testing, but I think it's whenever he's a teenager.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Rodriguez, as an unrepresented party, you have the right to cross-examine the witness. Now, this is not your time to try to tell me anything yet. You have not been sworn in. Anything you tell me is not evidence at all, and I don't have to listen to it. You simply have the right to ask Ms. Hernandez questions about the things she testified to, and I do require it to be in the form of a question. In other words, I don't want you to try to testify and just get her to agree to it. Do you have any questions you feel like you need to ask Ms. Hernandez?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Vino.
I'll call Mr. Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Mr. Vino.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Rodriguez, what is your full name?
Michael William Rodriguez.
And do you agree that you are Gamayel's father?
I do.
And are you willing to agree to that here today and not ask for DNA testing?
That's correct. I agree.
What kind of visitation do you want to have with your son?
I would like to have at least a 50-50 custody, which like the first, third, and fifth weekend of every month. It's still alternating weekends. And it allows him to have, he'll still be with his mom during the week, and I would get the first, third, and fifth weekend.
Okay, and so
So it would be weekends.
how do you perceive that that's different from every other weekend that you already get?
Because the first and the fifth weekend would actually be consecutive weekends.
Okay. So you want a standard possession order?
Please clarify. Because I would like to, I'm not sure if I've looked into the extended weekend for autism custody. And that's what I would like to implement. It still gives us both alternating weekends. She would still be in charge of his schooling throughout the week. And then I would make up 50-50 custodies, mostly on summer and like spring break, stuff like that. I have a form that I'd like to submit if that's possible. If not, then I don't know how to explain it a little more.
Okay. And so you want to have him for a month in the summer?
6 weeks.
6 weeks? But basically you don't want to just do every other weekend all summer?
No.
Or first, third, and fifth weekends all summer?
And I'm willing to work with Ms. Hernandez on this. I mean, we can come up with something like this, but this is the baseline of what I would like.
And is it that summer visitation that that is very important to you?
I would like to spend as much time with my child as possible. Every 4 days every month is not enough for me. So I would like to have as much as possible. But also, I understand that a child needs both parents, a mother and a father. So that's why I would like to have a 50-50 type custody.
So I guess I'm confused what you said about 4 days every month. If you get him every other weekend, he
4
sleeps
days.
with you. Does he sleep at your home?
Yeah, but Friday to Saturdays, 24 hours. Saturday to Sundays, 24 hours, which is every other weekend makes it 4 days a month.
Okay. And why do you think that this would not be? So you don't think it's a disruption to his autism?
No, because it's more or less in standard of what we're doing now. I would just be getting consecutive weekends on the 5th and 1st month, the 5th and 1st weekend. So it would be consecutive weekends occasionally, because not every month has 5 weekends.
Okay. And do you live in a house, an apartment?
I own my home.
Okay. Does anybody else live there with you?
Currently, my daughter and her boyfriend do stay here, but it's only because they are renovating their house. They should be moving
And
back
how
to
old
their
is
home.
how old is your daughter?
My daughter's 24.
Do you have any children under the age of 18?
I did Gamaliel.
Okay. But no, I mean, besides him.
No.
So your 24-year-old daughter and her boyfriend, do you know when they're moving out?
It'd be in the next month or two.
And does Gamaliel have his own room?
Gamaliel has his own room here, yes.
Where do you work?
I work for Delic US. It's a refinery here in Big Spring.
And are you salary or do you get paid hourly?
I am a salary employee.
What is your yearly salary?
80,000.
And with that job, do you have access to put your son on your insurance?
I do.
Have you ever put him on your insurance before?
Not here. No, I have not.
Okay.
That was one of the decisions made not to put him on my insurance was because of, I guess there were some kind of complications with his doctors, and I'm not real sure. That's just what I was told, that it would be better for him to stay on what he was on due to the doctors and the care that he could get.
How long have you been at this company?
I've been at the refinery going on 3 years. I've been an employee with Delic for a year, almost a year. I was a contractor there prior.
And when you were a contractor, did you have insurance?
No, I did not.
So you've only had insurance for 1 year.
Yes, March will be 1 year.
And so if you leave, go ahead.
I said other places I've been employed, I had insurance, and I think we put him on there at one time, but then there was an issue regarding his other insurance or something like that, so I was asked to remove him.
Do you know what it would cost to add him to your insurance at your current job?
I was looking that up. It looks like adding a child to my insurance would add an additional, for me alone, it is at $19.37 biweekly. For adding a child is $60.87 biweekly.
So $60.87 twice a month for medical insurance.
That's correct. And then also, you probably want dental and vision as well. So for me solo on the high plan on the dental is $877, and that's biweekly. And for me and a child is $20.31 biweekly. And that is for dental. Vision is $494 biweekly for myself, $807 for a child.
And on the medical, what did you say it cost for just you?
For just me, it was 1937 biweekly.
Thank you. And then it was 6087 with you and your son.
That's correct.
Okay. Twice a month.
Correct.
Do you agree that Miss Hernandez and her children lived with you from December 15th, 2023 to July 2nd, 2024?
That sounds about the right time frame, somewhere in that area.
Okay. And did he ever live with you at any other times in the last 4 years?
I have to agree with Leslie that, yeah, there were times, but I couldn't give you the date. It was so off and on.
Okay. How much support have you provided Miss Hernandez for your son?
For my son, I usually cover costs. I do ask if he needs anything. Like if there's anything he needs, there are times she's told me, don't worry about it. I got it. But I do provide wipes, Pampers, school supplies, clothing. If she says, hey, he needs shoes, I get that. And I don't know if it's relevant in this case, but I also would help her with her other two children as well. So I know they don't count in this case, but that was money that was given. And
Do
if I
you
could adopt
have an
those kids, I
amount?
would.
Okay. Do you have an amount that you have provided monthly?
I would probably agree with the 200 to 300 a month, as she stated. And yeah, there were times that she stated that she didn't get anything, but those were also times where I asked, "Do they need anything?" and she'd be like, "No, I got it." It was not because I wasn't offering.
And were there also months when you only gave $100 and not the 200 and 300?
To be honest with you, anytime that she called and said they needed something, I would get it. I'm not. If the math adds up to where that was only $100 that month, then that, I guess that would be it.
Okay. But Ms. Hernandez didn't have exact amounts for last month or last year. She didn't know. Do you have exact amounts?
No, because until recently, I guess since we would actually do a lot of things together as a family. So although we weren't together, we were still going on trips together. We were, doing stuff like that together as families. So when those things came up, I was not keeping a tally of what it was costing to do that stuff.
When did that stop?
Probably June, somewhere in June, maybe.
Of what year?
Of 25, the previous year.
Do you want your son's last name changed?
I would like that, yes.
Okay, I will pass the witness.
All right. How long have your daughter and her boyfriend been in your household?
They've been here approximately a year. They're
Okay.
renovating they're remodeling their home.
Okay, but your son is accustomed to them being there.
Oh yes, he loves his sissy.
Okay.
And Marcus, as he calls them.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he likes him more than he likes me.
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you on your insurance, have you asked anything about if there's going to be a problem with prior condition?
No, I have not. I have not raised autism, but I don't believe there should be anything, because as I read the documents, there was no prior condition like stipulations or nothing like that.
Okay.
It's Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee.
And you said you work in Big Spring, so you reside in Howard
Yes.
County, and Ms. Hernandez resides in Howard County as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor.
Okay. Okey-dokey. You said you had a form you wanted to submit for visitation. Is that a form that somebody's created specifically for autistic kids, or is it just a standard possession order?
It's a form that I was able to find that was based out of state of Texas. It's a custody proposal for children, for fathers to have extended weekends with children with autism.
Okay.
And it's more or less in the form of a proposal.
But have you ever discussed that with Ms. Hernandez?
We've had this discussion. We tried to have this discussion yesterday, but as she stated, sometimes when things don't go well, they don't go well.
Okay, but you didn't send it in for the court's review.
I did try to log on to matter of fact, the lady that called me earlier in the week, I asked her about it, and she just said to keep trying. So I just kept trying to log on to submit documents, and I wasn't able to get on there. It wasn't a link on the email.
And the email from the AG's office?
Correct.
Okay, you didn't try to send it to the email that was on the order setting hearing?
I know I didn't. I thought that email said do not reply to this email. I
think
double
that the email does not reply to you. I mean, the one that would have come on the paper that you were served with?
I'd have to double check, Your Honor. I didn't see that.
No, the one that you would have gotten in the mail, they mailed out to you on January 20th. They sent you an order setting virtual court proceeding?
Yes, the one that told me about this date. Yes, Your Honor.
Right. That towards the bottom of that, there was an address you could have submitted things to.
Okay.
And they would have been due by yesterday, so we would have had a chance for it to get through all our firewalls. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ms. Trevino, was there another question you wanted to ask Mr. Rodriguez?
Not Mr. Rodriguez, but I did want to
Okay.
recall Mr. Hernandez for
Okay,
one question.
Okay, hang on just another second. Ms. Hernandez, as an unrepresented party, you have the right to cross-examine the witness. Again, this isn't the time for you to tell me anything else you want to tell me. You're going to get that chance here in a few minutes. You simply have the right to ask Mr. Rodriguez questions about the things he testified to, and then I do require it to be in the form of a question. Do you have any questions you feel like you need to ask Mr. Rodriguez?
No.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Ms. Trevino, okay, Mr. Rodriguez, you are, as it were, off the witness stand, and Ms. Hernandez, you are back on the witness stand, and you are still under oath. Ms. Trevino.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, did you heard Mr. Rodriguez talk about the summer visitation, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't talk about that during our exchange, so I just wanted to ask you, do you do school with Gamayel all year, or does he get summers off?
As of right now, we do get I believe a month off. I think that was what we did last year. I want to say he got a month off. I'm not too sure. I have to go back and look at the dates to make sure. Because homeschooling is not the same as the schools around here or anywhere near here. The homeschooling that we have is in Roscoe, Texas. So they have their own schedule. Like whenever kids had spring break, I think that's what it was. I believe that's what it was. We did not get off at the same time for the fact that we had to make up days of schooling that got cut off because we do everything online. So we had to make up days. So we didn't get off. We didn't get off like the rest of them. The same thing with, I do believe it was another break too for something else, and we didn't get that off either.
Okay. And what is your position on Mr. Rodriguez wanting to have Gamayel with him in this for 6 weeks?
So the
Do you
question
think that
that I
would work?
the question that I do have is on the 1st and the 5th. That's what he said. So they're back to back. So I wouldn't see my son at all.
Okay, I'm asking about the summer possession. He said he would like to have him for 6 weeks in the summer. What is your position on that? Do
Right.
you think that 6 weeks it would work?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been that far apart from my son. Even in summertime, that we would work it out the whole time, because if my son's too, how do I say this? If my son's in one place and not the other, and there's no consistency, he starts having meltdowns. Okay, so the little outbursts and stuff, they get even longer. We've never tried this with him, so I couldn't tell you if it's going to work or if it's not going to work.
Okay,
I don't want to say yes, we can do this, and then all of a sudden we have where's mom, and then the freakouts happen. I don't know. Or if
right.
whenever it's my turn that he doesn't have him, and it's where's dad, I don't know. I don't want to give you a response that I have no way of knowing if my son's going to react to it or not.
Okay. And in that time, if Mr. Rodriguez did have him for extended periods of time and he had to go to work, would you want your son returned to you if he had to be at work?
Yes. So that was one thing I actually wanted for the both of us. I wanted the I think it's called is it the right of first refusal, I believe.
Okay.
I wanted that for the both of us. Not just one,
Okay.
for the both.
Okay. And so going back to what you brought up a little while ago, your concern about first, third, and fifth Fridays, or first, third, and fifth weekends of visitation, is that you wouldn't have him for 2 weekends in a row?
Right. I mean,
Okay.
it would, that would happen, right?
Yes. Basically,
Yes. So,
3 or 4 times a year, there's a fifth Friday because you
Right.
count Fridays. And so he would be with his dad on the fifth weekend, Friday through Sunday. Then he would come back to you for the week, and then he would go again that next weekend.
Right.
But like I said, it's only 3 or 4. There's 3 coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. January would have been the 4th time that there is a 5th weekend this year.
Right.
Okay,
Mhm.
and it just depends on how the calendar falls. You just have to count it out.
Right.
Okay.
I have no other questions for her, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, Ms. Hernandez, since you are the one on the stand, is there anything else you think I ought to know about this situation?
I just want you to know that when it comes to our son, I try very hard for the both of us to come to an agreement. I would like for us to work on it more. I mean, for my son, how do I say this? For our kids, we go the extra mile, don't we? But for my son, it took me a long time to have my son. We did the NICU together. We came home together. 3 pounds, 15 ounces, and that's my fighter. So he has a mama bear who fights just as hard. So I just want to make sure that with him, his schedule seems very consistent. I want to make sure that my son understands that what's going on. Because for him, he lives in his own world where he doesn't understand what's going on half of the time. And I just don't want to add more on his plate. If consistency is something that I can have for him, that's what I would like. That's it.
But you were also asking for non-disclosure. Tell me about your relationship with the father of your other 2 kids. Why do you not want him to have, what has he done that he shouldn't have access to your information?
That was a relationship that had failed time and time again.
Okay.
And unlike the relationship that I have with Michael, we can co-parent. We can get mad and we can co-parent.
Right.
That man cannot co-parent. That man cannot. I will say this, he has no remorse as to the actions that he takes.
What kind of actions has he taken towards
He has
you
threatened.
and the children?
He has threatened. He has
What?
he has threatened to catch us on fire while we're here at our house. He has, I mean, he's ran into a house himself. He has
What do you mean by
Yes.
run into a house himself?
he got into a car drunk, and I don't know what else he was on, but I do know that he ran into two houses, not just one, two.
Okay. Anything else you can? I have enough to make a decision on that now. Thank you. Anything else you want to tell me about this situation?
I just want consistency for my son. That's it.
Mr. Vino, any questions that you want to ask?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, anything else you want to tell me?
I actually, me and Leslie can come to an agreement on it, on our son's well-being. But I would like to also be a more active part of that as well. That's why I'm asking for the 50-50 time with him. One thing I would like to ask for, if possible, is that if either one of, more like if Gama's, he could be confined to Howard County. That way one of us couldn't move and just take him away. So his custody is in contingent with both of us staying in Howard County or coming back to court and having it changed.
Well, has Ms.
So-
Hernandez indicated to you that she plans on leaving Howard County?
She hasn't planned on leaving recently, but I mean, there were times she has said that she'd like to get out of Big Spring. And I don't blame her, to be honest with you, but.
Yeah,
But-
I've been to Big Spring. Okay.
I will say this.
Hang on just a second, Ms. Hernandez. Hold that thought. All right. Anything else, Mr. Rodriguez?
But I will say that me and Leslie do co-parent well. And more times than not, we can come to an agreement to our son. I do want consistency with him, but I want to be included in that consistency and just not a participant on the side. My son, when he is with me, he has his own room here. He's well taken care of here. He loves being here and he loves being with his mom. So I would like to, for us
But
to work out something.
He has the meltdowns and things that he has the sensory issues at your house as well.
Yes, he has them.
Where
He
he
has them
has
here.
the-
Yeah, she doesn't deal with any sensory issues that I don't deal with. I mean, I just have a shorter window to deal with them
Right.
because
No, I understand that, but you have had to deal with them
oh yes,
as
yes.
well. And if necessary, you can call Ms. Hernandez and y'all figure out what to do.
Yes, and we also, I mean, we actually like she will call me every, if there's something going on with his school, she'll be like, hey, this is going on at school. This is what we had going on. This is where his test results. We do communicate very well. I mean, we don't.
Okay.
But this is not a contentious relationship. We just have differences on who should have the custody, and she wants. And I understand that's why I asked for that third, fifth, and that weekend because I do understand that she is better suited to take care of his schooling than I am. But I would also like to have more time with my son other than 4 days out of a month. And
Ms. Hernandez, you started to say something about the geographic restriction.
Yes. So whenever we found out about Gama's autism, the first thing we both did say to each other was that we are very limited here in Howard County. Okay.
Okay.
In other places, there have been states that help more with autism, and which is financially and things that I cannot give my son, which is therapy and stuff like that, right?
Okay,
So
what kind of places were you looking at
I wasn't looking at anything out of the state of Texas.
right?
Nothing out of
But-
the state of Texas, and nothing within 4 to 5 hours. That's it. And the only reason I say
Nothing
that is because
within 4 to 5 hours, so
yeah,
everything
and
is outside 5
out.
hours?
Yeah, nothing out of the drive of 5 hours, like
Okay, but
something
that's
within
all the
5
way to
hours.
Dallas, and that would strongly affect a weekend visitation.
Not necessarily because I mean, driving in,
Are you gonna
and
be the
since
one, that you understand that you would be the one, if you did that, if I didn't put a
right,
geographic restriction, it would be on you to transport the
right,
child and pick the child up.
exactly. And that's the only reason I do not want it implemented on me is because I also have another son who has seizures.
Uh-huh.
And we've had to fly him out of Howard County to get him help, which was 2 hours away. And he was with me whenever that happened.
So you had to take him to Lubbock?
Yes, there is nothing here. There is nothing here to help with his seizures. And he's not
And it
only
wasn't
had them, he's not only
something
had them.
Midland can help. Midland
No,
that have to,
no. Millen does not have the staff nor the capacity.
except of course your other son and before the court. You don't have an order for him.
Right.
Okay. One other thing I forgot to ask you about is, to your knowledge, is there anything that would mess up your son's medical treatments if Mr. Rodriguez had insurance on him?
As to my knowledge, I don't know. I did get advised from his doctor, not to take him off whenever we had him on Medicaid for the fact that he could go see certain specialists for it because there's a realm, right,
Right.
of special doctors for it. And he was able to go with certain doctors that certain insurance would not cover.
Okay. And where else does he go to see doctors?
We have gone to Dallas. Scottish Rite was one of the main places that we have gone to. So it was Dallas, Texas. We also went to Amarillo, Texas for his autism to make sure that he did have autism, and that's what we were looking at, and not anything else.
Okay.
And that's where he officially got diagnosed. But here in Howard County, we do not have any of the things that we would need for him.
Okay.
There's no therapy here. We have been on a waiting list for about, I'm going to say it's already been 5 years already for therapy, and we have yet to receive any therapy. So now that I have him in homeschooling, we have therapy through them with his 504 plan. And we have speech therapy, we have behavioral therapy, and we also have what is called communication skills. And it shows him how to communicate more and how to be social with other kids and grown-ups.
Where does that take place?
And that takes place all online and through his schooling with his 504 plan.
Okay. And so that schooling, that homeschooling, that is a like state sanctioned program or government or some kind of sanctioned program that they've said it just happens to be run out of Roscoe. That's
yes.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Hernandez?
That's all I can think of.
Anything else, Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Your Honor, I can't think. I had something on the top of my head, but it's slipped my mind. So,
Well, I got to write down my math, so I'll give you a second to think about it. All right. Did you think of what you were trying to think of, Mr. Rodriguez?
I did remember. It was more or less on when the statement was made about we never had extended periods of time away from him. She's right on the part that there was a time when I didn't see Gama for about 5 months, and he was like he was telling everybody that his dad was dead. So that's why he does have those kind of breakdowns, and I do feel it's important for us to have a consistency of him with me, him with her, so that it's better for him, and he doesn't have these notions of he was my daddy's dead, because I hadn't seen him for 5 months.
All right. All right. Anything else, Mr. Hernandez?
No, ma'am.
Anything else, Mr. Vino?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then here's what we're going to do. Court finds I have jurisdiction over the parties and over the subject matter. The court finds that Mr. Rodriguez has admitted he is the father of the child before the court, and I established the legal parent-child relationship between Michael Rodriguez and the child Gamayel. I am changing the child's surname to Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, it's on you to get the amended birth certificate. Contact the county clerk. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I am appointing the parents as joint managing conservators, but I do appoint the mother, Leslie Hernandez, as the party to determine the primary residence of the child and to make the school options for the child. I am going to put a geographic restriction of 150 miles of Howard County. If you need to go to Dallas for something that you can get there closer, but it's a more reasonable amount of time for the changes in the for the exchanges on the visitation. I am awarding what's called a standard possession order. Now, the first thing in the standard possession order is unless the parties agree otherwise. So if y'all can agree to something else, that's fine. But the standard possession order is basically first, third, and fifth weekends, 6 p.m. Friday, and you count the Fridays to determine the weekend, to 6 p.m. Sunday. I would say, or until when the school is released and starts, but since he's homeschooled, that's not really going to work in this case. And then the holidays are split. But again, y'all can make the arrangements that work for you. It's 30 days. It's basically, unless y'all give notice, that it is the month of July. Ms. Hernandez is entitled to ask for at least one weekend in that. And if you ask to change it from the month of July, she has the right to ask for a time period, but it's time sensitive notice unless y'all can just agree. So be sure to review that order when you get it. It'll be attached to the back. I find that Mr. Rodriguez has a gross monthly income of $6,666.67. I do order you, Mr. Rodriguez, to obtain and maintain the medical and dental insurance, and you can go ahead and get the vision insurance for Gamayel through your employer. And I'm giving you a credit of $98 a month because that's the difference for the child, breaking out monthly. Ms. Hernandez, when you get your cards and things, you need to let the Medicaid folks know you have it. My guess is they're going to stay on as a secondary.
Okay.
So they will pick up anything additional.
Okay.
Okay. And if you have to go out of network for your specialist, Medicaid will pick it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that makes Mr. Rodriguez's net resources a month $5,327.84. One child before the court, no other children. He has a duty to support, guideline rate 20%. That sets your current child support, and I order you to pay Mr. Rodriguez $1,066 a month. beginning February 1st, 2026. I enter a retroactive child support judgment of $5,000 and order you, Mr. Rodriguez, to make payment on that at an additional $34 a month, beginning February 1st, 2026. I authorize wage withholding. All payments must go through the state distribute. Say that. What does SDU stand for?
State Disbursement Unit.
Sorry, it's Friday. Through the state disbursement unit in San Antonio. So if it's coming out of your check, you're fine, Mr. Rodriguez. But if you ever have to send money in on your own, that's where it goes. And if there's anything, if anything you give Ms. Hernandez or the child from here starting in February, it's not going to be counted as child support. It's got to go through the system. And any unreimbursed medical expenses are split between the parents 50-50. So if there is something Medicaid wants pick up, you send the bill to the other parent and within the time frames. That procedure is laid out in the court order. Please be sure to review it if you think you're going to have to come back to court to recover any medical bills. I grant the non-disclosure of Ms. Hernandez information in what we call a third-party non-disclosure. So that means that you don't have to file any change of address or phone number or employer with the district clerk's office, Ms. Hernandez, but you still have to tell the Attorney General's office, and you still have to tell Mr. Rodriguez.
That's fine.
Okay. And finally, the way the statute's written, Mr. Rodriguez, I do have to order you to pay the court costs due as billed to Howard County District Clerk's office in 30 days. Is that all your issues, Ms. Trevino?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So what happens now is Mr. Trevino is going to put all that in writing. They'll send it to me. I'll check it, sign it, send it back, and then the Attorney General's office will send each of you a copy of that order. Now, if anybody does not like what I've ruled, you each have the right to ask the district court to rehear any or all of it. It's called a de novo, but it must be filed in 3 business days. That's Wednesday of next week. And if you don't do it just right, you might not get anywhere with it. So I do strongly suggest that you at least talk to a private attorney about how to file it if that's what you want to do. It's not my job telling anybody to file or not file a de novo, but I had to make sure you each knew you had the right to. So again, thank you very much for calling in today and getting this taken care of. But we are adjourned and y'all are free to